you already know what time it is. We got the HEYBIKE Villain and we got the AnyLand Rev Pro. We got two different beasts sitting right here, and your boy Rowdy's about to break it down right after this intro. So my first topic I want to talk about is power. Which one has more power? So straight out of the box, the HEYBIKE Villain can go up to 45 miles an hour, while right out of the box, the AnyLand Rev Pro only goes up to 34 miles an hour. And not only that, this is working off a 52 volt system, while this is running on a 48 volt system. The HEYBIKE Villain's pushing 190 Newton meters of torque, while the AnyLand's only pushing 160 Newton meters of torque. So if you are looking for something that has more power, right now the HEYBIKE Villain is winning that race. Sorry, AnyLand. So our next topic is going to be tuning. So if you haven't seen my video before with the HEYBIKE Villain, I've tuned this bike already. If you want to know more in depth about that, just click this video right here. So the HEYBIKE Villain comes with a far driver controller, and you can purchase a far driver dongle off of Amazon for about 20 bucks, and then you have an app on your phone that you download and you can tune it all from the app. But the AnyLand does not. It has a fixed controller that cannot be messed with. It has the wheelie mode in it, so nothing can really be messed with on it. So yeah, at the end of the day, this thing has more power. We already know that, and it can be tuned to have more power through the RPMs and regenerate more, while this one, you can't really customize the settings too much. So as far as tuning wise, the HEYBIKE's gonna have to take the W for that one. So now if we're talking about which one is better for wheeling, it really comes down to who you are and how you can wheelie. If you've never wheelied before, this is probably going to be your best bet to start off with, so you can learn the balance and how to maneuver on it. If you do know how to wheelie and you are experienced wheeling on smaller pit bikes, this is probably your best bet because it is a little bit more free. It does have a little bit more power. Probably can pick up a wheelie on higher speeds opposed to this one, which has a little bit lower power. You can lock it into 3 different angles and just hold it wide open. You can spin around, you can do donuts, you can do whatever you want. If you're looking for something that you won't really have a concern about looping, this thing is what you want. But if you're looking for something that has the power and also has traditional brakes, because we did change the settings on that as well. We changed the brakes on here. They were electronic brakes where as soon as you hit it, it would ground out the electric connection and just stop all the power instantly, and it would drop the bike down. Now we have linear brakes that act like regular dirt bike brakes, so you can give it a little bit of pressure to slow down your wheelie or bring it back down, or let off and you'll have the whole power. So that's what it really comes down to, and you know who you are. If you're pretty experienced with wheeling, this is your best bet. You got more power and the freedom to do whatever. But if you're looking to learn and looking for something to be comfortable on, you want this one. Look, my feet are on the ground, just... All right, so our next topic. Which one has better battery life? Again, with the HEYBIKE Villain, I've already made a video testing the battery on it, and I'm pretty sure I tested it before and after I tuned it. So right now, as it sits after it's been tuned with the higher RPM, more power output, and more regeneration to it, I want to say now you get a good 45 minutes to an hour on the bike. Depends on how you're riding. If you're riding hard the entire time, probably more like 45 minutes. But if you're riding to and from and riding a little here and there, you could probably get a full hour out of it. But that's just with my experience, especially with it being tuned. And then it does take about 5.5 to 6 hours to charge it back to 100%. On the AnyLand, it does have a little bit smaller power supply. Even though it has a smaller power supply and it's not going as fast as the HEYBIKE can go, it does seem to last just about an hour. And I did make a video on this as well with the battery life. So for a bike like this, if you're going to and from, hanging out with your friends, going to this spot, going there, then riding in a field, then coming back out, you can get like an hour out of this thing. So it's really not that bad for what this is. And this is one of the cheapest e-bikes out there right now, especially given the fact that I can't even see and I could just wheelie this thing without looking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to look. I don't have to look. Don't have to worry about it. Don't even have to touch the brake. If I do touch the brake, whee! So I will say it really does depend on what you're doing. If you're looking for a straight dirt bike that you just want to rip the entire time, the HEYBIKE is probably your best bet. And you're going to be wanting more power after riding it for a little bit. So this one you can tune up, make it go faster, and you can rip it all day. I feel like the AnyLand is more of like a casual all-around bike. Just get on it, have some fun, stunt around, you know what I mean? With the battery life, in consideration to which type of bike you're looking for, which one you want to buy, it really depends on what type of riding you're going to be doing. If you're going to be hanging out by yourself most of the time, going to and from, want to stunt a little bit, this is a pretty decent bike, especially for the price point, because you can get $100 off if you use code RowdyDB. But if you're looking for something like a dirt bike, and if you like to go to the track and you like to rip, this is probably your best bet. Let's talk about comfortability. The HEYBIKE Villain feels just like a dirt bike, and it almost has like the mountain bike feel to it. It performs great off-road and even in the trail. I've gone through some pretty sketchy stuff, and this thing handles pretty well. And I think the HEYBIKE sits at like 29 inches at the seat height, so it's not that bad. I'm 5'8", and this is what I look like on the bike, so it's really not a bad size. And for going through the trails, especially for an e-bike, this thing is so fun, and it is pretty comfortable. So yeah, when I installed this, I installed the seat cover right on top of the original seat just to give it a little bit more padding. So if you really wanted to, you probably could put an extra layer of some sort of padding or some sort of foam and then staple the new cover on for extra padding, but it's not too bad the way it is. The AnyLand only weighs about 116 pounds, so it doesn't have that much power, but it is easy to maneuver in a trail. So it's not super duper comfortable, but for a little bike like this, it's fun to go through the trails, and both of them do hold up pretty well, especially going through off-road, the field, the trails, anything. But the HEYBIKE Villain does have a bigger suspension and a little bit more travel, so I would probably rock with that before I rock with this one, because if you want something that actually has more of a dirt bike motocross type of feel, you want the HEYBIKE Villain. So we've gone over the power, being able to tune, which one's better for wheelies, battery life, as well as which one is more comfortable and better for the trails. And as you can see, there's pros and cons to almost every segment that we went through. It really comes down to preference. Are you looking for a bike that's basically completely unlocked, nothing stopping you, higher speeds, more torque, or you want something that's more comfortable, something that's for a beginner, and if you've never wheelied before, this thing would help you start and learn how to wheelie. It really comes down to what you're looking for, especially between these two. I will say I have some fun on the HEYBIKE. The HEYBIKE feels like a traditional dirt bike, and I love the power that it puts out, especially the size that it is. And I also like the AnyLand. With the AnyLand Rev Pro, I can just hit the throttle, wheelie, at any time I want. This was the purpose of the video, kind of distinguishing the differences between the HEYBIKE Villain and the AnyLand. So if you were kind of looking at both, especially watching my channel, because I know you guys be watching my content, which one is better for you and which one are you looking to get? Because you know me, I give honest reviews. Remember, I got the giveaway. It'll be in the first link in the description. Go ahead and hit that link and watch that video so you can learn how to enter the giveaway. And I got the big bore kit coming soon with the XR80. The big bore kit is in. I'm RowdyDB for the ones who don't know. This is what we do. We also got a quad in the back, and we also got an XR80 that we're rebuilding. We do a lot of rowdy stuff all the time. Hit your boy up. Hit me up in the comments. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, hit up your boy, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.